Hello, friends and family from around the world. Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on January 31st, 2025. Get your calendars ready. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet. Welcome to the Daily Do, giving you our space weather update, earthquakes, volcanoes, and world weather. Always starting out here looking at our sun as we had some pretty active regions throughout the day today. Gave you a small update on the M-class solar flares, plasma filament eruption. Also watching some notable plasma ropes dancing around the surface of the sun in the outgoing position. Looking at the last 2 days, incoming, hefty and active, fiery sunspot region on the right-hand side, boasting 2 M-class solar flares throughout the day today. Outgoing regions were pretty quiet. No major CMEs or solar flares to report. Having a look at multi-spectrum, we do have that big northern and southern coronal hole still affecting us. They are turning away. Amazing images here brought to you by Solar Dynamics Observatory mixed with Daily Events Worldwide. Thank you so much for pressing play tonight. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. Can we get 1,000 likes on this video? I'm telling you, if we do, this channel's going to grow. So come on, let's grow. Having a look at sunspot regions in motion here. Big old collection of sunspots. 3 of them. 3 regions anyway. We have 5 Earth-facing sunspots right now. 3976 being the culprit. The M-class solar flare today. Current space weather conditions, we are under R2 moderate radio blackout impacts from that M-class solar flare, as well geomagnetic storm impacts from the coronal hole wind stream, which our solar winds are coming in at 430 kilometers per second right now, which is above average. Solar X-ray flux, strong M6 solar flare, and as well another minor M-class solar flare, a little spike there throughout the day. Solar proton flux is low, geomagnetic activity climbing up a little bit, and that is due to our coronal hole wind stream. Space Weather Prediction Center here showing their spiral. In the bottom diagram, that's where the coronal holes are, showing the radial velocity or the solar wind speeds, the dark reds being the faster wind speeds. As well, notable small CME taking off, Earth-facing position, set to give us a glancing blow second into the third. And that was posted earlier this morning, as we've had a couple CME events today. ISWA Space Prediction Spiral showing the same thing, minor CME taking off towards Venus, giving us a glancing blow February 2nd into the 4th, as there is a coronal hole wind stream involved as well. Looking at tonight's aurora forecast and tomorrow's, likelihood for tonight quite strong. Hopefully the skies can be clear enough across Canada and the upper United States. View line hanging quite low tonight. Let's have a look at all the cosmic energies leaving our sun. This is the last 3 days of imagery, as on the right-hand side you've got Mercury coming in for a backside retrograde. As well, notable there, the most recent coronal mass ejections. More northward fashion there. Then a couple heading out towards Mercury. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel and family. Now let's get to earthquakes past 24 hours, as we're sitting just above average. Just recently here, a 5.5 reported in Archidona, Ecuador. As well, notable 5.3 earthquake here, Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Caribbean plate seeing minor seismicity through Puerto Rico. 4.4 earthquake reported here in Nicaragua, 52-kilometer depth. Notable earthquakes through the Texas Panhandle. Falls City, Texas, 3.6, and those earthquakes have been piling up in an oil field region. No major swarms or notable earthquakes to point out across the United States. Some deep activity in Japan. Largest earthquake past 24 hours, Blangpidi, Indonesia, 5.8 magnitude earthquake. As well, a 5.4 earthquake here, Solomon Islands. And our deepest earthquake the past 24 hours, 520 kilometer depth south of the Fiji Islands. As well, notable earthquakes here up in Iran, 4.1 ranging to 4.3, more Iran. That's the last 24 hours for earthquakes. Let's have a quick glance at the last 7 days for shakers and movers across this planet. Largest earthquake the last 7 days is the 5.8 that hit Indonesia today. We're expecting something larger for quite a few days now. Heads up, earthquake watch is in effect for a 6.0 or stronger across the West Pacific and towards the Juan de Fuca Plate. Much love. You live in an earthquake-prone zone. Just be ready and have a plan. Thanks for being a part of this family. Now let's have a look at air quality forecast brought to you by, of course, our active and erupting volcanoes. High-pressure ridge throwing big plumes of SO2 from Kilauea into the United States. That's why I put on my Facebook today, don't eat the snow. Unless you want some acid snow. Carrying on here, looking at the air quality forecast around the rest of the world. No new major plumes to talk about, but notable through Africa and as well Italy, as most likely there was a pretty sizable eruption at Mount Etna. Now let's have a look at world weather, as we've got a low pressure system coming out of the South United States. Just dropped about 5 centimeters of very wet snow in Ontario. Watch for a lingering low pressure system through BC coastline. It's going to keep fueling down some cold temperatures and as well a lot of moisture. It's going to take about 5 days for that low pressure system to finally break through. Alberta Clipper racing across Canada. Big mix of a system there, 8th into the 10th of February. And then watch as a really cold low comes in through the Hudson Bay. Polar vortex is still prevalent. Are you ready for the February freeze? I mean, it is seasonal. It is winter. But I think this is going to be gripping and a little bit more intense than anybody has ever experienced. Minus 30 to minus 40 degrees Celsius in some of these regions across most of Canada. Long-range forecast. That low deepens. Siberian polar vortex envelopes the northern hemisphere. Huge high-pressure ridges building in. Carrying on here around the rest of the world, overlooking Africa and Europe. Watch for daily evaporation rains, heavy at times through South America and as well through South Africa. Tropical cyclone Elvis is alive and healthy off the coast of Madagascar and Mozambique. Multiple systems heading into Europe. Indian Ocean boasting quite a few tropical cyclones over the last week. And as well, Australia. As you've got multiple low-pressure systems grinding across the northern territories and coastal regions over the next 10 days, you could see some pretty wild extreme weather as you've got a low coming into mainland. Heads up, my Aussie friends. Extreme weather event on your doorstep. Watch for intense hail and lightning strikes. Leave you here overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Strong lows coming out of Japan this week. Running into a pretty strong and dominant high-pressure ridge on the west coast of the East Pacific coast. Strong systems as well, just grazing Hawaii. And this is a look at our upper-level winds depicting the polar vortex, as upper-level winds are coming in at about 420 kilometers per hour. It's kind of fitting that our solar winds are coming in at 440 kilometers per second. Having a look here at trade winds, equatorial, northern, southern, I also wanted to show you a quick difference here. 2024, 1 year ago today, this is what our upper level winds looked like. This is what they look like today. 2024 and 2025. Much love, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this update. Please don't forget to smack that like button, share, get in the comment section, let me know where you're watching from. And get into the live chats, streams. Much love, and I appreciate all the love and support to this channel and information shared. Stay safe and healthy. Stay aware and prepared. And get your daily due. Bye-bye now.